So, we have this thing that appeared the other day, and the children have taken it in. It's a beautiful cat. And she's never really seen a cat before. So she's pretty excited about this kitty cat until it gets too close to her.
And then she screams. When it goes outside, she screams. And when it comes in, she screams.
So she, oh, is it a nice kitty cat? Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Kitty cat. Kitty cat. I like the cat.
Do you like the cat?
Yeah.
How can you still have your stuff on in the house?
No, I don't have my boots on.
Well, you got your coat and your hat on.
Come over here.
Alright, we got her going. I got a bunch of grease on my face too. So I adjusted the valves a little bit again. We cleaned all the terminals. Tested the alternator. It's definitely, it's not producing enough voltage. So I'm going to pick up a new alternator, and then that should help, I think, make matters a little bit better. So anyway, it's kind of fun going through these kinds of things, and especially when you have young, curious minds there to teach them. Sorry for all the noise. It is running now, this little girl. It's been a handy little tractor so far. You can see all that plowed field over here. Waylon's tilled up with this. I know people ask, why don't you just use the Belarus? Well, I don't have a big enough plow, and that's for garden work, just not for field work. So we're using the little guy here for all of our gardening stuff, I guess. Down the road, I'll probably buy a bigger one. Maybe a 30 horse, 35 horse, we'll see. Right now, though, this one was, it was cheap, it fit the budget. And it does the job well. Came with a plow and the rototiller, so very good. We have the new seed drill. I got to get it hooked up yet. Again, that's all for gardening work, and the Belarus is a little bit big for most of that job. So yeah, anyway, we'll get in a few new parts. We'll see if it gets going, and then I'd like to get that whole plowed area. That whole area there, we got to get rototilled, and I'm still hoping to get it covered in plastic yet this fall, so that we're ready to go for the spring. We can get some stuff planted early, and it'll help the soil warm up, right? So we'll see what the weather does. It is getting cooled off, and we have a number of projects I need to get wrapped up here. This trench is one of them. I got to get the water lines in here to the shop yet and get that done, and we got to get the shop itself. We got the lumber sitting here. We need to get all the posts set before we rate a really hard freeze. Looks like we still got about 2 weeks of decent weather. I mean, it's just around 0. That's not too bad, but we kind of got to get at it. The root cellar is what they're working on today, getting it all done. Man, that little tractor is noisy. They are carrying on with that. I helped them a little bit laying out for the roof. The building didn't end up quite square because the hole wasn't quite square. It's not a big deal, it's just a root cellar, but it makes it a little harder to get a roof on it. So they're working on here right now, getting the rafters figured out, set. And it'll end up being a nice little building down in here. We gotta make a hole yet. Oh, we're back to a bit of mud. It's kind of inevitable this time of year. Anyway, got to make an access hole from here yet to get down in, but then we'll have a nice place to put our root crops, at least temporarily. So, looks good. Now it's coffee time. So one product of having more people working is that I spend more time organizing and running around getting this or getting that. But more work's getting done, at least. So this is what we've got here now. Unfortunately, the hole was very unsquare. Which is fine, but we've squared the rafters up now, and you can see how far over it's hanging. Doesn't matter. We're going to fill this up with dirt. The dirt's pretty much going to be right up to the eaves here. This will be our root cellar. We got to dig a hole here now to make a hole to get downstairs. I've got them to brace the corners up. You can see we've got these braces here to help keep the walls from coming down, and also laterals here. I call these Y braces because in a pole barn it goes both ways and it looks like a Y. So this is going to help hold her all together, and we'll put a door in there like I said. it should be good. And then we're going to put OSB on here. I got to take off this afternoon, pick a friend up from the airport, but the guys will put OSB on here and house wrap just like here so that it's watertight, and then I'll have to order steel for this little roof as well. So all in all, it's looking pretty slick. Little building. And then we bought a whole bunch of potatoes, carrots, and red beets, because instead of buying them at the grocery store, go around the puddle, buddy. Instead of buying them at the grocery store in small quantities, we like to buy them in a 50-pound bag. 22 kilos roughly per bag. And I can't remember, I think we bought 10 or 15 bags of each. Stick them all down in the hole and keep them good. Come on, bud. Little legs is having a hard time keeping up with long legs. Anyway, that'll give us an abundance of vegetables, at least some of our vegetable supply. Next year, of course, we hope to grow them right here on the farm for you and for us, and store them here. Long term, I'd like to grow, or like to build a much larger root cellar yet, where we can store huge quantities, where I can actually drive in with the tractor and set boxes full of carrots and potatoes and onions and beets and I don't know, whatever else we come up with, squash, all this stuff, for sale year round, right? That is our hope long term. But all takes time. Everything takes time. Good and wonderful morning. Look at that messy hair. That happens. It is nice out today. If I stand out here long enough, I will need a toque, which y'all call a winter hat or something. But right now it feels pretty good. Got me a cup of coffee. Salsko mash. Cup. The ground's froze. That's the beautiful thing here. It's not very far below freezing, just a little bit. So here is the thing. Unfortunately, Wes told me the door didn't make it in the middle. I don't know why not. Somebody made a mistake. What's with the door? How come the door didn't go in the middle?
I didn't realize the post.
Post isn't centered?
No, I thought it was, so I made the door just perfectly with the post in the middle.
Well, it looks a little goofy, but that's all right. It's just a root cellar. Other than that, we got ourselves a root cellar. That's actually a huge door. Very big door. So we're gonna backfill this all. We're gonna put steel on it, of course. And this will now house our veggies. We gotta bring the dirt up here yet as well. Very good. Very good, very good. Okay, we got the insulation machine back out again, R800. You could probably still frame this and take a picture of that QR code to find more information on this insulation blowing machine. You can also look it up here if you are in Russia. .rf, I guess that says. In case we don't remember to put any information for you on the screen or in the description, you could Google that, or Yandex it, I guess. We're gonna finish blowing in the insulation in the attic. We never did finish up this portion. So the upstairs is all done. I never did these two wings yet. I'm gonna do those today. And we'll probably blow in a little bit in the guest house. Bunkie, we call it, schoolhouse, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna put a little bit of insulation in there today. And maybe a little bit in the root cellar. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do there. We don't want it to be hot in there, but we don't want it to be freezing in there. So it has to be just perfect. That is the mission. I have cut a couple of holes in the wall here. Oh, look at that beauty flying. Somebody said the other day, I haven't seen any pictures of your flag. Well, it can't be in every video because, well, it's the front of the house and I don't work over here very often, but I see it every day. And it's a beauty. Anyway, I've got 2 holes in here. I'm gonna climb up there, insulate those. Pretty small holes, but might work. And we had a discrepancy on the electrical in the bathroom here. We cannot remember. We wanted a bathroom fan, but none of us can remember it actually getting installed. So I'm gonna peek up there as well and look for the wiring. And that should tell me yay or nay, I guess, as far as the bathroom fan. The only other option was to cut a hole up in the ceiling and just check for it, see if the wire's there or not. So yep, that's what we're doing. The Wesley and Quentin are finishing up the root cellar, getting a door made and some insulation and stuff. And Fried is moving some dirt for me with a tractor, and Zafir is clearing the trenches for the Masterskaya, the workshop. We are going to, I was told it's a Masterskaya because I'm the master. It's one way to remember it, I guess. I don't know. We don't look at ourselves that way. We're just farmers. There's no masters or directors or all these silly titles that people seem to like. I don't believe in titles. I believe in hard work, and everybody should just contribute and do their hard work. But people over here seem to really pride themselves in titles and job positions. So when you hire the master to come fix your plumbing, it sounds ridiculous in English, but that makes perfect sense over here because he is a trained technician, I guess we would call it, maybe. We just call him a plumber in Canada. In any case, the Masterskaya Zafir is clearing out the trenches. I'm hoping to put the drainage tile in the trench today and also start forming up for the concrete pads for each post. We'll cut rebar chunks and things like that for that. And then maybe, probably not tomorrow, but maybe on Thursday we can pour concrete for those. And then hopefully get the posts set. Maybe by the end of the week. I don't know, might be pushing it, we'll see. I'd like to get that done, then we can backfill the trenches with sand, and then it's ready to go. Let it snow. Everything else, oh, and the water line, we're gonna put that in as well. So then after that, it can go ahead and snow as much as it wants. Winter can come, we will be ready. Tools for working?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you bring us today?
This.
You got some sandpaper and a sander?
Yeah.
What are you gonna be working on?
I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna be working on. I'm gonna work on the house.
You gonna work on the house?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sand is in there.
You gonna sand in the house? I think we're all done sanding in there. Maybe the trim.
Huh?
Maybe some trim. Later I'm gonna cut some trim. Maybe you can sand that. Maybe. Alright, this comes with a remote so that you can run it from upstairs. You can stop the machine, start the machine. Double clicking on the start. First click turns on the blower, second click turns on the agitator. You can also turn the air pressure up or down, which is very handy when you're up in the attic. You can make the adjustments without having to holler down to somebody downstairs. Very handy. Is that handy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This is the insulation, as I've showed you before, but if you're new and you don't know, that's what it is. It is little teeny chunks of newspaper. Newspaper and magazines. It looks like rat's nest material, but it's also been treated in such a way that rodents don't like it. And it's supposed to be fire retardant as well, which sounds odd because it's paper, but it really is fire retardant. And that is also available here. You can get all the information there. Just pause your screen, take what you need, and order that today. We will be providing this as a service come spring. Let us know, email us. We have plans for a construction company after all, and we have an individual coming to do that who has experience and would love to work with you. So send us an email of your project, whether that's a framing, building, or you want some insulation done, and we will try to get you a quote as soon as possible. Alright, bit of a dusty job. Not too bad. So the insulation's done in the house, the big house. We're gonna do the bunky walls now. I've never done that before. But the company advertises that that is something to do as well. I've watched quite a few videos on it. I did not know people did that. But in the States, Canada, it's also done. It needs to be done right. I know when I mentioned it before, a lot of comments were saying, oh, I'm all dirty here, eh? There you go. A lot of comments were saying that it'll settle. And that's because it's not done right, from what I understand from some experts that I've discussed this with. Basically what needs to happen is that you need to pack it in. So when I show you in the schoolhouse, what Wes did is put 4 feet of plywood on the inside, 120 centimeters up is already plywooded, and we're gonna pack it in there. And then we'll go up and we'll pack it in there. And they actually sell a specific nozzle for this. It's a smaller size, steel needle looking thing, I guess. So anyway, we're gonna give that a try. And what we could do down the road is just check it, take a sheet off and see. We're just gonna put OSB on the inside of the bunkhouse. And we can soon have a look and see if it's settled or not. But that's our goal there. Boys have been hard at work here on the dugout. We're calling it a dugout now, but it is our root cellar. So Wes has got a nice little door here. Him and Quentin have been sealing it up. So from the outside now, it's sealed on both sides, and we're going to be insulating the little ceiling in there. And Wes is busy building this wonderful looking door. That is a beauty. Very nice, son. That looks slick. I like that. So popping some hinges on there. Oh, you even routed them out a little bit.
Is it nice?
Very good. You got no shorter screws in there? No. Very good. So he's going to be putting that in his hole. And then we're going to bring some dirt up to here yet along the sides. We could fill this depression in a little bit. And then it should be good. So we've got some veggies down in here. Needs to be organized yet. They just put it in here quick because it was going to freeze. It's definitely warmer down here in the ground, and that's the idea. I think we're going to put some rigid foam insulation on top of here. I would have done it underneath, but as you can see, we put braces in to help hold the walls. And that makes it a little bit harder to do. So we'll put them on top, up against this top plate. And then I might actually blow this full too yet. We'll see how it goes. But that is what we're doing. All right, so as I was saying, it came with an extra piece. So you can see this elephant tusk here. Stainless metal with a red end on it. That's what's going to be going in the wall. Then it has a reducer hose, or reducer here, and a smaller hose to attach that. And we've got 4 feet of plywood, OSB, on the wall. The vapor barrier is already up. Somebody made the comment, probably more than one, hey, you didn't insulate. Yeah, I know. That's because we're planning on this stuff. To all of you who think that we have no idea what we're doing, we do know what we're doing, and we would not close a wall up without insulation. So this was the plan, is to cut a hole in here, then we stick the needle down in and we blast it full of insulation, and we pack it in as we're going. And then once we're up about this height, we pull it out, we turn it around, and we shove the needle up here, and we do the same thing. We pack it right full of insulation, and we work the needle down, making sure that it's jammed full. So this will actually come out a little bit. This poly will be under pressure. So we're probably going to want to put a few more staples in here yet to make sure they don't let go. And then we're good to go. Then we'll put the second layer of OSB over top of that after. So it's just the walls that need to be done. The floor has already been done. And then upstairs, right now I closed the attic access, but there is a hole here. There's small little walls up there that also need to be insulated. But first, it's lunchtime. I'm told we have to eat, right? Eat, eat, eat. There's my assistant, good old boy. Does everybody know who you are?
Yeah.
Tell them your name.
Eli.
We can tell them that. So my name's Eli. Oh, can you do it in Russian? That's even better.
Меня зовут Ilucha.
Ilufa? Ilusha.
Or Ilucha.
Does that say? Oh, Ilucha. Ah, I see. There you go. Now you know who he is. So the idea would be, find a clean wall behind you is better. The idea sculpture and break a leg is to put this down in the wall, down to the bottom. And the idea would be for the foam to cover the hole, and then we blow it full. So we jam it as full as we can, and then you keep that down there. The guys I seen doing it didn't have a steel needle. You bring it up, and then you bring it up here, and blast this full, and blast that full.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I've never actually done this before, but it should work. And I now call this the elephant tusk, because that's what it looks like.
I'd say. Yeah, the elephant tusk.
Elephant tusk. Elephant tusk Insulating. Day is almost over again. Hard to tell on this angle, but here you can see it's getting dark. Forgot to mention we got all these little trees covered as well, just to give them some protection from the wind. So the little door is in. We're getting all the dirt cleaned up around here. Freed's been backfilling with some sand around the edges. And I think there's a couple of fellers in here. This is really a beautiful door. I like it. How goes it, guys?
Don't touch the foam, it's all wet.
Everything's sticky? Yeah. Sweet little bit of foam. Yes, sir.
You shouldn't film me.
Well, you did. I'll get the blob at the beginning cut out, but the rest looks pretty good.
It's first time.
First time? Oh, I literally just showed up to film his first time working?
No, this is his first time foaming.
Ah.
He's never used one.
Well,
Looks pretty good for
Well,
him.
there you go. Everybody give him a round of applause. Oh, I'm sure. I agree. It's all good. Anyway, that's the little shack coming together. Very nice. You guys got a hammer around here?
Oh, isn't that neat? Very cool. It's like somebody plunked a house in the ground. Wow, look at that. Even got stairs. That's a beautiful door. Good job.
Thanks.
That's a beautiful door. You made that, eh? Very cool.
The door made, then Quentin helped me with the rest.
Wonderful. Very cool. Oh, even my size. That's cool. Very cool. Whoa. Cool, it's really deep. Interesting. Good job, guys.
Just dropped my phone. It's still working. Alright, Freed's smoothing it off around here, putting a little bit of clay down. We'll throw some topsoil over top of all this later. He's getting the hang of this tractor driving. That's coming. So we're wrapping up. All right, I got interrupted. Anyway, we're wrapping up a whole whack of projects here. I'm getting interrupted again. What do you need?
I was wondering if you want coffee time.
Coffee time? Nah, it's almost dark. We'll wait.
Okay.
Thank you. Getting projects wrapped up. Hopefully, that's the plan. I've got the schoolhouse almost all insulated. Just finishing up a few things. Steel on the porch roof. I'd like to get that done tomorrow, hopefully. Today was a nice day. We should have done it. There was no wind. And I want to get this water line in tomorrow. So as soon as those boys are done at the schoolhouse, I'll get them started on this, and then we can get this all closed in again as well. And then hopefully pour concrete. Sophia's been working hard cleaning the trenches, so hopefully tomorrow I can run the drainage tile in there and form it up for concrete pads, and then that part will be done as well. So always something.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light.